to the Business and Bubbly podcast. This is the place for women in business who are on the journey of building their big ideas and want to have fun along the way. It's for those of us who also know we aren't meant to do business or life alone. Hi, I'm Charity Majors, your host and the founder of Business and Bubbly. Think of this kind of like the can I pick your brain chats that you've always wanted to have with those who are doing epic things, plus business besties, hype girls, and getting into massive action towards your next big idea all in the same place. Oh, and bubbles, because if you're not having fun along the way, you're not doing it right. Together, we'll unlock what it means to be seen, known, heard, and championed all along the ups and downs of entrepreneurship and being a woman in business building big dreams. Each week, I'll bring you a quick sip business tip, as well as interviews from top experts that make you feel like you're getting bottle service for your business. We're having the raw and real conversations and chatting about all the things, the messy middle, the pivots, scaling, the good days and the bad days, because here we do real. It's where we can work hard, play hard, cry it out, and dance it out all at the same time without being judged. This is a place where we are in the arena together and we are each other's biggest fans because most of us have enough comments from the cheap seats. It's where our too much is par for the course and where the gaps of our not enough are filled in by the other epic women that are around us. It's where we can be unapologetic about the mission we are on, about the big dreams on our heart, and the business we are building without having to be perfect or have it all together, or even pretend to. It's a supportive community where business is being done amongst like-minded women, because when money gets in the hands of good women, great things happen. It's a place where you have the support around you to get out of your comfort zone and go after your big ideas, because even when you fail forward or when you reach the top, you know it won't be alone. Also, if you know anything about me, you'll know that I'm obsessed with creating platforms that lift up other women to be seen and heard and known. So with that in mind, I'd like to invite you to list your business on our directory called Find Women in Business. All you've got to do is text the word directory to 833-231-8098, and I'll text you the link back to get your free listing. This is also a great way to connect with other women in business from around the world, so definitely check it out. And now let's get to the good stuff. Grab a glass of your favorite beverage, Prosecco, bubbly water, or whatever your flavor is, and let's dive in. Are you with me? Here we go. Hey, Biz Besties. Hope you're having a good day. I want to chat a little bit about what it looks like to show up as your favorite self. And if this is your first time joining me, my name is Charity Majors. I'm the founder of Business and Bubbly. And if you are watching this, I actually want to invite you or give you actually like a hello. It's so nice to meet you. Give you an air digital hug, a high five for being here. Because if you are watching this in the replay, it actually means that you have gotten your ticket to our summit and you are joining us at our favorite self kickoff party. And this is for our VIPs. And what's really fun about this is that I actually want to chat a little bit about what it looks like to embody your favorite self. This is a concept that I started to actually integrate a number of years ago when, for me, as a person who actually have like recovering perfectionist tendencies and recovering people-pleasing tendencies, and actually used to be really, really insecure. And this whole message of like, be your best self, that actually really felt unattainable for me. And what it actually did was, like, some days in real life, like, I'm a mom. And so some days I'm in sweatpants and I don't shower. And other days that might look like maybe I'm at the gym and I'm hot and sweaty and I kind of smell. And like, none of that really looks or feels like my favorite self. And some days, none of that really kind of looks like or feels like my best self, right? And what this best self concept of is, it's kind of the 5 a.m. club, and you get up and you're doing all the things, and you're in the hustle culture, and you're just like your best self at all times. And I don't know about you, but like, I'm like a real person. And that just seemed like it was totally unattainable for me to just always try and be my best self. And so I started to revamp it and actually reframe things more as my favorite self, right? Like, what does it look like for me to show up as a woman in business as my favorite self, where I love the marketing and the strategy and the growth and the scaling and being in the room with other like-minded, high-achieving women? What does it look like for now another facet of me and of who I am to show up as my favorite self as a wife and a mom? Or what does it look like for me to show up as my favorite self, as in the gym, or playing with other kids and other moms? Or what does it look like to show up as my favorite self on date night, or when I'm with my friends? And so I started to revamp this best self, where again that kind of really felt unattainable, into more of this favorite self. And as I started sharing this message with a lot of our Business and Bubbly community, they started to love it. And so now we get to show up in our networking events and in our sip and socials as our favorite self. And what that looks like for us as women in business who are on a mission, who are building big dreams, who have, who are doing things that we love, whether it's our full-time thing or our side hustle. What that looks like to show up as our favorite self means that we get to embody this favorite side of ours as a high achieving woman who has big dreams, who is on a mission, who loves to collaborate and loves to be around other women. And what we're doing for our VIP favorite self kickoff party before summit, which is the Friday night before we have our summit. So it's September 29th, and then our summit is September 30th. Our favorite self VIP kickoff party, this is where we actually get to embody this version of ourselves that, man, okay, I don't know about you, but if you have like that outfit that has been in the closet where you are just like, oh, like I feel like I wish I had a place to wear that outfit, girl, this is the time. If you feel like you want to get the heels that you want to take a risk on, or the fun dress, or the thing that makes you stand out, the thing that it's maybe not how you would maybe dress today, but now all of a sudden, because you're being called to your next level, that you're being called to scale up, that you're like the next version of you is right on the horizon. And what would she wear? And so as you actually step into as you embody this next version of you and of where you're being called to go in your business, in your life, this favorite self kickoff party is actually this place where you get to embody that version of you and of where you're being called to go. And so wear the outfit, get the fun heels, get the cute earrings that make you stand out. This is the place where you get to embody and stand out, and you're meant for it, right? For us as high achieving women, we don't want to stay in the background. We want to stand up. We're actually called to stand up. We're called to be a voice. You don't need to find your voice. You just need to be empowered to use it. And so what does that look like to step into that woman of that next version of yourself with where you're being called to go? Not your best self, because again, at least to me, that's kind of unattainable. And I'm never going to arrive, and I'm always going to be there's going to be days where I'm a hot mess and I'm not my best self. And that's the majority of the time, and my best self just always seemed really unattainable. But I could show up as my favorite self, and I could show up as the girl who loves to support other women. I could show up to the girl who loves fun VIP kickoff parties. I could show up as the girl who, okay, I know I'm being called to level up, and what would that girl wear? It's going to be a little risky. It's going to make me that might make me, I'm going to take a risk, but I'm going to embody her because I know I'm being called to go where she is going. And so what this looks like for a VIP party is for you to embody her. And it looks like you get to show up as maybe the parts where in other places where maybe that outfit or how you show up is that facet of yourself and that version of yourself, it might be too much for other people. It might be too much for other rooms. And that's okay. Like, girl, we want your too much. We invite your too much. Like, your too much is par for the course in this place. And the places where you feel like you're not enough, because that's real too. That's a real thing. Like the places where we feel like we're hitting a glass ceiling or that we're failing or we can't figure it out or we're frustrated. Like, that's real life. But that part also gets to be filled in by those gaps get to be filled in by the other women that we connect with and the other women that we surround ourselves with. And so with this favorite self kickoff party, my invitation to you is to wear the outfit. Like, put on the thing that makes you stand out. Put on your thing that makes you feel like $1,000,000. Put on, like, this is the place to wear the outfit and to embody the woman that you are being called to level up and to grow into. If this is exciting you, I would love to actually hear in the comments. We want to connect with you before Summit. And we want to even, like, if you have some fun outfit ideas, like, girl, send me a message. If you find some cute heels, send us the message. We want to encourage you on the journey because we see you today as you are, and there's the truth that lives in tension. We see you and we love you right where you're at, and we're going places. We are on a growth trajectory. This is a growth environment. And so what that looks like is that we also are calling you up and out, and we're going to not leave you where you're at. If you want to stay there, like, you can totally stay there. But if you're coming to, like, to our VIP kickoff party for our favorite self party, like, you know that you're being called into that next level, and you know that you want to get in the room with other like-minded women who are also on a growth track. They're also on a growth trajectory, and they're ready to be surrounded by other high-achieving, like-minded women to make the connections, to get in the room. I can honestly tell you that every single time in my business or in my life that I have invested in being in the room, it is directly correlated with some of my biggest growth, internally, externally, business-wise, personal mindset, all the things. And it's because I've been intentional to get in the room. And when I get in the room and when I am then intentional about connecting with the other women in the room and getting out of it what I know that I want, right? Yes, as the facilitator, as the founder, like, we're going to facilitate a beautiful space and a beautiful environment, and incredible women are going to be there alongside you. But it's actually is your job to make sure that you are in the driver's seat, that you are getting out of it what you want. And so what this looks like is that you actually get to, yes, like, put your money where your mouth is, but invest in yourself as your future self and show up in rooms with like-minded, high-achieving women at our VIP party as your favorite self. This is going to be the parts, again, where maybe it's too much for other people. Maybe those earrings or those high heels are too whatever, or maybe that outfit is too sparkly, or like, okay, first of all, I was in pageants, so you can wear the sparkles. It's good. And second of all, I remember when I was in pageants, there tends to be this common attire. And if you wanted to stand out, you actually wore the outfits that were risky. You wore the outfits, like, for me, there's typical, like, it's like the business attire, business suit, like, interview outfit type of a thing. But I wasn't interested in blending in, and I wasn't interested in looking just like every other woman that stood on the stage with me. I was interested in standing out. And there's this really amazing effect. It's called the red shoe effect. And when you actually wear, so even if you, like, say a professor wears regular whatever professor clothes, but then they have, like, red sneakers. What's really interesting about this red shoe effect is because that person has worn something that stands out, our brain instantly thinks that they have the confidence to wear that, and so they are an expert. Isn't that interesting? Very interesting. So part of this, your favorite self, like, I want you to wear the outfit, but part of it is because we also want to know you and see you as the expert that you are in your industry, as the boss that you are in your business, as the leading woman that you are in your community. as the servant leader that you are for the women around you. And what that looks like is that you get to stand out. And what that looks like is you get to embody the woman that you're being called to grow into. So you get to wear the outfit and you get to show up as your too much, and you get to show up as your favorite self. And that's what this is about. So I'm looking forward to connecting with you at our summit. I'm looking forward to connecting with you at our favorite self VIP party, where you get to embody her, you, that next level of you. And this is the place to embody it. She's no longer way out here in the abyss of one day. No, she's here and she's today and she's now. And you get to embody her at our favorite self kickoff party at our summit. We can't wait to see you there. Talk to you soon. Thank you so much for listening to the show. I hope it brought some value and some fun into your business and life. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast, and even share the episode with a fellow business bestie who you know will love it. It helps us continue to attract top-level guests and reach more and more women who are on their journey in business just like you. Remember that when money gets in the hands of good women, great things happen. Cheers to your success.